right there. And they'll move up 6 places. You know what I mean? So it's still anyone's game. All right, 2 pop-off games, 1 pop-off game, boom, you're already in the top 5.
Remember, if you get 50th place or 11th place, from that whole time in between, you win $100,000 as a duo.
Still.
But if you go from 10th up to 1st, it jumps all the way to $3 million. So everyone, eyes on that top prize. We are just 1/3 of the way through the action today, but I know we've had a lot of fun up here, Ninja. What an absolute blast. Ladies and gentlemen,
here,
can we give a round of applause to Ninja for hopping in for some guest casting? What a great job. Always a pleasure, brothers, to be here. That's going to do it for us for now. Up here on the caster desk, but I know Zeke is down on the floor with some duo.
Thank you guys so much, man. What an awesome first 2 sets of games from Sap and Zay locking down the lobby to Zexro and Vinny just coming in super clutch. And of course, guys, you've been here. We got to see Ninja. He got to go ahead and commentate some games. So what I want to know from you is, have you guys had a good time? Have you enjoyed it? If so, let's just let me hear you. You know, that was so-so. Let's pretend I didn't ask. Have you guys been enjoying yourselves? That's what I'm talking about. Obviously, we've got quite a bit more games left to get through, but, you know, if you've been watching for a long time, you know I'm a big fan of everyone that loves Fortnite. It's all about bringing people together. And I like to say Fortnite fam. That's my thing. That's what I do. And, you know, there's actually a lot of people from around the world that have come here to compete, watch, be part of all of this. And I thought, what better way to give back to you guys than to teach you how to say Fortnite all around the world. So in just a moment, we're going to take a look at the video, and I can't wait because this is actually the first time I'm seeing this. A lot of work went into making this happen. So I can't wait for us to watch this together. Let's take a look.
Hello Fortnite fam.
포트나이트 팬 여러분들 안녕하세요.
Привет, Fortnite семья.
Jag åker till Storio.
Vad kör Fortnite folk?
Jag är fan Fortnite.
What's up, Fortnite fam?
포트나이트 팬 여러분들 안녕하세요.
What's up Fortnite fam?
Hey, chillin', Fortnite fam.
What's up Fortnite fam? Was geht, Fortnite-Freunde?
Danke, dann go man.
What's up Fortnite fam?
Yo, what's up Fortnite fam? Were you friends with the boss?
Sorry, I'm texting.
What's up Fortnite fam?
What's up, Fortnite fam?
What's up Fortnite fam?
What's up, Fortnite fam? You galera for tonight?
What's up, Fortnite fam?
G'day Fortnite fam.
Bonjour, comment ça va les fans de Fortnite?
Good day, Fortnite fam.
Cheer up Fortnite fam. What up boys?
That was even better than I thought it would be. Just embrace it. We, as a collective, get used to it. We're here to stay. Now, guys, you know, there's a few more things I want to take a look at before we hop back into the next game. One of the things to kind of do if you're here or if you're at home, you've been watching, Ninja actually had a pretty dope hoodie, a World Cup kind of exclusive hoodie. Would you like one of those things? Would you like one of the crazy World Cup shirts that we have? You can totally get your hands on one. Head on over, retailroad.com, get yourself a nice shirt. We got some hoodies, we got hats, we even got the little drone that's the battle bus. It looks amazing. The top balloon is actually the drone, so you've got the bus that's literally flying around. You best believe I'm gonna pick one up and mess around with my family. They're not ready for it. There you go, there's something. Also, that drift.
Them play a little bit. Him and Stompy, they're very like, I've seen them play aggro before. It's pretty scary. So if you have chemistry where you can play without even talking, you guys know what you're gonna do. That's like, a team like that's gonna win. So
what you guys are gonna experience this weekend, this is the first Fortnite World Cup. You're gonna be playing for millions of dollars potentially. Has that even set you guys here?
even if it's not me, I'm thinking there's gonna be millionaires after this tournament. There's gonna be millionaires. I try not to be. I'm not like greedy about it. It's really nice to see like people that nobody know about and they just blow up.
All right, I'm gonna dive more into that, but I think it's time to get a slice of pizza.
I'm gonna take you out for a good pizza.
We'll get some pizza.
To give everyone pizza. Yeah, I'm gonna show up with 2 giant boxes of pizza. Pizza. Say I won't, Paula. Say I won't.
And I kept telling people, hey, I want to get a slice of pizza with you, all the players, and they all ignored me, So thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Obviously, this has been an incredible journey for you all. You're now on the precipice of one of the biggest events in history of all gaming.
I'm happy that it was a fair chance for everybody. Open qualifiers. Yeah. You should have no exposure, but if you're good, you get in the tournament. So I'm just really thankful to be here. And I'm gonna enjoy it right now.
Just try to make our fans happy. I'm really looking forward to play on the stage in front of 100,000 people.
Do you feel like the fans and how they've been you all on this road to this, like that adds a little bit to the pressure?
Honestly, it gives just more support for me. I feel more happy to be here when there's all these people, whether they're rooting for me or other players. Fortnite's grown so much. I just can't wait to see all the crowds. It's gonna get bigger every event. So
it's welcome to Fortnite World Cup this weekend. Seriously, nothing but the best for you. But we're in the thick of things here in New York, so I think we gotta get some more pizza. You guys down? All right, let's do it. New York's got everything, and this weekend, most importantly, it's got the Fortnite World Cup. Now that these two have had their slice, let's see how they handle the competition.
Good guy, Golden Boy. You gotta love him. You can't not. He's just the best, and it's really cool that he got to go out, hang out with Aiden, get some pizza, support him. We'd love to see him. Now, guys, there is actually a dynamic duo that we can talk to. We actually have Jordan Fisher standing by. He's going to be chatting with Nix and PFZin. These guys qualified back from the Brazilian region. They've got some things to say. Jordan, let's go over you.
Thank you, my friend. I've got Nix and PFZin here. Nix, you have been absolutely dominating in the last few weeks, especially where the solos and the duos are concerned, being the first Brazilian player to qualify for the World Cup. Can you talk to me a little bit about the dynamic that the two of you share as partners?
Você estava dominando nas últimas semanas, exatamente para os qualifiers da World Cup. Você pode falar um pouco sobre a dinâmica de vocês?
Costuma jogar bem agressivo e tentar pegar o máximo de eliminações possível.
PFZin and I will try to play as aggressive as possible and get as many eliminations as we can.
As you should in the men's battle royale. Right now, PFZin, you seem to balance out the fiery kind of loose cannon nature of Nix, who is obviously a dominant player. Kind of helping him set up for a solid end game. What's it been like to work with such a young and fiery player like Nix?
Você consegue contrabalançar o estilo bem incendiante do Nix. Como é que é para você fazer um lado mais balanceado?
Uma role de suporte, então eu fico na backline, ele vai na frente. Quando a gente tem o high ground, por exemplo, ele tem a função de embaixo matando todo mundo e eu controlando o high ground. Basicamente é um lado mais estratégico, ele é o lado mais agressivo.
Basically, a support role. Whenever we're in high ground, I'm just more in the background supporting him.
from Zay and Sap. And I mean, we honestly did. Everyone that was in the top 10 contested, even Miz and Daedra, they were performing. We saw them cut it all the way through. And it's that level of consistency that's going to cut the difference, making it all the way through the top 10 and being a World Cup winner.
What I've loved seeing is that standings page, top 10. International through and through. You got the Japanese players popping off, European players popping off, players from New Zealand. Everyone's putting in every little bit they can. But folks, it's now time for game number 3. The players are all loaded up in the battle bus, and we are about to take off. Let's see who's going to get that much closer to raising the trophy and being your Fortnite World Champion of Duos. Here we go.
Keep it going, Golden Boy, because we are jumping into game 3 as these cameras populate your favorite competitors are here. They've made it this far. It's the duo competition. If you were nervous before, hopefully they kicked the bucket over this little break here, and they're back and they're recuperating.
I know I practically kicked the bucket after Vinny and Zetro won game 2, man. I was feeling it, man. It was nuts. And there they are on your screen. So the drop for the bus here, it's going to be a north to south one going right over that ice biome. It's going to cut pretty much center of the map there. And Vinny and Zextro, I'm very happy that they're performing this well, Monster. This is a duo that had so much success. Even going into the World Cup qualifiers, we all were like, yeah, this is a duo that definitely should make it. This is a duo that, hey, they could even win the whole thing. Yeah. And then tragedy struck as Zextro had a few problems with you know, arthritis and different things with his hands, and I'm gonna make sure I'm getting that right. And I was bummed out about that. It's good to see them here showing up, man. That's huge.
I mean, that's what you expect of our competitive veterans, specifically Zextro, Vinny. They go back to as many of the LAN tournaments that we've seen, as does Zay and Sap. But anyways, look, in here we have UN KBB. He's going to take down Mexi. Is Scram close by? Is he close? No. This is a battle going down a snobby shore. So off the rip here, we have players getting dropped. That's actually going to be our first elimination. Lucky for us to catch that one. But there's shots coming in from the Viking Island right up above. And he just kind of turns a corner, sweeps him up, catches that full elim there. So that's his now. Got a little toe-to-toe action here, Golden Boy.
Very rough situation to be in here, but Zextro now looking to engage in this one. Go over to his POV now. Kind of get it's a little wild, man. It's like just getting the bearings all together here. I think that moment where they can just have that conversation. What are they going to do? How are they going to just implement their strategy going into the next game? What is that strategy going to be? Do you mix it up? Do you change drop spots? These are things that are going to be so important for these players. The time that they can take to just communicate with one another. Now Scram looking to be essentially enrolled hurt here. We heard from Nick's Gibson earlier on.
Players Lounge, you can feel the tension, specifically when we brought on the Brazilian player. These guys qualified, and they qualified with heavy determination. Nick's especially being one of our only qualified as hard as you can in the, for the weekend.
He was at it each and every week. You constantly saw him at the top every single time. It was so impressive, and also qualified for so many. Then you got Scram. He's just hiding this one out. He hears them making all the noise around him. Does not want to hit him. He grabbed his teammate's reboot card. He's maybe looking for that play. Makes it PFs in. They have to have an idea of where he's going to be located here.
Yeah, he does not want to give up his position here. He's actually just hiding in the basement right now, hoping that these guys just blow by like right here. As Nick's PFs in, they think it's clear. They think it's all good because they came in and they just wrapped up one of the other players. Initiate the battle against Mexi and Scram. Might just get lucky and be able to kind of sneak on by as he hears this powerhouse move their way through and make their way to the zone.
Scram over in the distance. He's going to be out of there. Now we're making our way over to the outside. K7. Got Spades and Crim. Push on for this fight here, potentially. Got some shots going off. Crim is going to play that overlook position. Get challenged there. And that right hand, right?
force him into, you know, very weird situations like this. Force the 1v1 and hopefully get those free shots and then pursue the push here. So again, look at how now they're split up again. So Spades and Crims are doing a great job here pressuring and isolating their opponents right now. And so far, they're definitely dictating the pace of battle here.
Yeah,
that's what they want to continue to do.
They're suffocating them. Plain and simple, right? Get any kind of movement there. Jam side just setting up the K7. They're having a conversation of what to play and what is the movement going to be. But that's going to be the down there. Crims managing to knock down Jam side. Look for 7 around the corner. And then it's going to be the elimination registered. Both players are going to be out of there. And a big win there for Crimson Spades.
Look right there. Crimson Spades have so much to prove here because when they qualified, they were kind of down like, wait a second, was it luck? Was it not? No, they're here to show it off and show why they're at the World Cup Finals. But now, hopping back with Miz and Daedra, we saw them have a great game one, came out top 10, and they're still in the running. They're in about the top 10 right now as well, based off of eliminations. Not necessarily picking up too many placement points. They're heavily dependent on just piping up these players at these points of interest, and looks like Lucky Landers is theirs right now.
And they'll have that, but let's see. It isn't Daedra. They linger about it. I love the fact that when you go to this hot spot here, that there is a bunch of free items here. Have that circle advantage right there. So you don't got to worry too much. You can continue to focus on looting. High ground has been lost, though. Miz, just be careful. There's Daedra. He's going to be right next to him, trying to get these angles.
So what they have to do, they have to stick together, looking for the sound cues right here. Can they find their opponent, catch a nice little low ground peak right here? Low ground is definitely underrated. If you can just kind of peek out, catch a big shot, you're almost guaranteed a headshot, which is a big multiplier.
Yeah, players don't really think about that, right? Like you always see Fortnite players go after the high ground. That's the bread and butter for a lot of players. No better than most at the low ground. away. Both players as well respecting the space from one another. The stinkers come out. Crew and Chapik having to get out of there and I believe the shockwave nade to just fly on out of there. Didn't see the purple over their bodies there, but they were able to fly on out of that fight. Could have gotten real risky for them.
I was going to say, that was a respectful disengage. You only got 6 games here, 2 of which have happened.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
need big performances. They have to push towards placement and end game. So good on them to kind of back up. And when you have stinkers, there's no defense against it. You get chunked down right through your build. It really is annoying to go against. And speaking about the stinkers here, Epic Whale's under pressure right now. Just going to chunk him down. They force him off of the campfire. We'll see if he returns to it. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, you're only going to get so much time with that campfire. Epic Whale along with 40R Storm. This is a Week 10 qualified duo. Last moment you could possibly have it happen. They managed to pull it off. Maybe this could be the game for them. Another dominating duo in the scene. Airwalks and Nikov. Airwalks winning the Pro-Am yesterday 2 times now. This is a whole new ball game. Best players in the world in this lobby. It's not going to be a cakewalk, and he knows that. It hasn't been the best run thus far for Airwalks.
Yeah, and it was their last. Notice the text right there. The fast track Airwalks and Nikov qualified for their final 7 games. That's intense. They were struggling so close on the cusp every single weekend, so close to qualifying. If it was 5 games, 6 like that. But jumping in here, Crew is going to put some pressure down, and it looks like his teammate can turn it out as well. He's already gone.
Also going to see some eliminations over in the feed as well. You got Crew who just cleaned up on both, but Septic took out X-Men. And then I think I saw XXM pop up there on the receiving end of a shot there, so we'll be out of the action as well. Crew by himself has 1 elimination. Going to be looking to get as many points as possible. Now we're going to be sitting with 40 duos left alive. We're going into the next level here in just a little bit. It's going to start to collapse. Salt is going to be the point of interest. We've got a lot of bodies that are going to be lingering outside. Some that are even as far out as the divot, like on the northern end of it, sticking around there. So maybe trying to get some last minute wins, perhaps. We'll have to see.
Is Parpy looking for that peak? Volks and Parpy always tend to stay together, but wait a second, that was a tricky little shockwave right there. He did try to sneak his way into the build. He takes the wall. What's he going to do with it? Still looking for the replacement here. He gets it on land, takes the wall. 184! Crew's excitement, you can feel it from here. That was a huge shot. With the new tactical shotgun, the legendary.
That's right. When you're feeling it, man. He went right for the fight. Ambitious. Young player there from Sweden, 15 years of age, man, and he's playing for millions of dollars. So many of these players, they're just young ones. We have a lot of young fans here in the arena today. Maybe next year this could be them. Nate Hill, as well as Mark Mondro, Mitro, Aiden there in the corner of the screen. And back over to our Game 2 winners, Zextro and Biggie. No eliminations to their name thus far. I mentioned Wolfie's aggro controller player. He went right through Nyx and just take him out on that one.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Wolfie hopefully catch some more highlights before the weekend's over. Touch base with him. He's a great kid, definitely enthusiastic about being here at the World Cup, and he feels totally prepared. He's ready to represent. He's one of the few controller players who actually qualify for this weekend. This is a big weekend for a lot of players, obviously, clearly. Here you have Cease and Elevate. They haven't found the rhythm.
They've been a little quiet, man. They won WSOE, a great duo that has had success in the past, but this has just not been their game so far. Got to get something to turn it around. The talent is certainly there. I think I saw someone on the Fortnite competitive Reddit mention, why is no one talking about Cease and Elevate? And I think it's just important to note that if no one wants to talk about it, they got to start doing some things. And I think games 1 and 2 has not been their game.
Yeah, and I mean, we were there in the warm-up rounds. A lot of players were not necessarily revealing strategy, but whoa, that's a huge shot on Zip right there as Mitro sends one flying down the field right there.
Sent him packing. Dear me. All right, so
back into the action at hand. We're going to have 36 duos left in this. Notable names, obviously, Mega and Dubs. Fishy, Mr. Savage. A lot of people top for bench when he walked out as well.